Hey guys, welcome to the Goodfellow Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Barone, and we have a special and a privilege to bring Gene Borrello right here on our show today. Gene, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, man? Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, same here. I'm just going to put my glasses on because this is our first meeting. I didn't want, I always want somebody to see my face and my eyes, and I respect Gene, and so that's what I do. But now, in order to see him, I got to put the glasses on. So I know you have been in the life exactly. You're really you're younger than me. I'm like 20 years older than you.
Right.
So obviously there's some different changes and stuff going on there. But I know we know the same kind of people, the same. We've been around the same thing. Um, what I wanted to ask you was well, tell us a little bit for the viewers how you grew up, where you grew up, because you were in that real area. So I don't want to speak for you.
Okay. Yeah. So I was born in Brooklyn, Canarsie, and 84th to Flatlands. That's where my whole father's side was from. All my dad's side was from Brooklyn, Canarsie area,
Mhm.
and I was born over there. But by the age of like 7, 8 years old, my mom and dad separated, and we went to Ozone Park, Queens, and then
Yeah.
Howard Beach, Queens, and that's where I grew up. I grew up in the heart of
Yep.
the, should we say, the organized crime fucking heart of the organized crime, right? People don't
That's
understand that neighborhood, how bad
yeah.
it was. But yeah, so I grew up in the heart of this, the four, well, we have four bosses out of the five living in Howard Beach. It was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? You punched the wrong kid, you're getting thrown in a trunk if you related to
That's
somebody, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
because you didn't know unless they told you who they was.
Bro,
I
it's
know.
so crazy because like when people learn about that neighborhood, they're like, "Oh my God, it's beautiful." But like, listen, it's beautiful, but what's inside
Yeah.
that neighborhood, it's not a regular $1 million neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's really the craziest neighborhood growing up. You know what I mean? Because it's like you have so many wise guys, captains, bosses in one neighborhood, and you have to really watch what you do when you're in that fucking neighborhood coming
Yep.
up. You know?
Well, that's the difference between you. Now I'm from Westchester, so they were around, but not like you. You had like
Right.
that was like the breeding ground. You know what I mean?
Every, you walk
Yeah.
outside. You walk outside. There's 20 bookmakers, 30 loan sharks. Fucking every block got a captain, a wise guy. They don't understand it. People, they think it's like
I
made
know.
up. It's like every block that you go on, a wise guy, a skipper, an acting boss. This guy, associate, is just crazy. That neighborhood. Yeah.
That's why I try to tell people they don't seem to understand. We almost have no choice on what we're gonna go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. We our education was the street.
Yes, and I
The
I agree with you. You know, and especially like the newer generation, like right now, it's all washed up. But like I was the last hurrah, so I was coming up in the late '90s, early 2000s, where it was
Mhm.
still like you wanted to be that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? We didn't have
Yes.
cell phones; just came out. We weren't sitting on video games. We were in the street constantly. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it was almost to the point where that was still our culture. Like in your era, you played stickball outside. You beat
Yeah.
people. You know, that was our culture still. It's so much different now. So when we were coming up,
Mhm.
we were still seeing you guys. So we would look
Right.
see you guys still. You know what I'm saying? So we still
Yeah.
had that era, and then we wanted to be like you guys, and that's how I got caught up. You know?
That's this is what I try to tell the people, and that's why I'm not even going to ask you. Like one of the questions I was going to ask for the viewers was, "How did you get started?" I mean, you just
Yo,
walked out your
great.
front door.
No, now it's not like that. But like I said, Howard Beach, we were so bad when we were younger. If your license didn't say you were from the neighborhood, you couldn't come into the park. They wouldn't let you in
Yes.
207 Park.
Right.
Vicar Muso's son was checking fucking IDs at the park. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, you know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So it's like, this neighborhood was so locked down. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. In the 90s, in the 80s, real estate people couldn't even sell to homes unless it
Wow.
was to people that they wanted them sold to.
Keeps the neighborhood the right
You
way.
get what I'm saying? And if you
Yeah,
didn't do what they want,
100%.
then your real estate office would look like a bomb hit it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.